Hey everybody, I'm Zee Garcia, and today we need to work together. We've gotten too close to the sun, and we need to escape in Solar Storm. This is, like I said, a cooperative game in which the players are going to be managing a hand of cards, some resources. You need to move your piece around, you need to utilize the special abilities of the room on the table, and ultimately divert power from them to the central power core. You do that for all 8 rooms around the center, you win the whole thing. If you take too long or other bad things happen, well, you just don't make it. So that's it, 3x3 card grid in the center and a deck of cards set aside. That's largely it. Let me show you how this works. We'll come on back after that. I'll tell you what I think of it. There's one way to win the game. All players win together, and that is to divert power from all 8 rooms on the outside to the energy core. You do that, you mark the room, you do it 8 times, you win the whole thing. You lose in one of 2 ways. You either run out of resources, so this deck will be gone, or you have a room that is fully damaged, meaning all these cubes are gone, and you would have to damage it further. You've lost the game. In a 2-player game, which is what I've got set up here, blue player, yellow player, everybody is going to get a hand of 4 cards. We have a pool of 2. We've done some initial damaging of these rooms, and we are ready to begin. So here we've got our player 8. Everybody's going to have one. You're going to take 3 actions from that bank of actions there. Once you've done that, then you are going to take some resources. You can draw some openly from these 2, or you can just take some off the top. And then you have to damage the ship by revealing one of these cards and damaging some of the rooms. And that speeds up. At first it's just 1 room, then eventually about halfway down the deck it becomes 2, and then 3 rooms near the bottom of the deck. So, let's go ahead and take a look at how this works, okay? Here's my hand of cards right now. And the possible actions are as follows. I can move, so I can go from here to here, I can go from here to here, so on. That's one action. I can repair a room. If I go here for 1 action, I can then discard this data card to repair that spot at the top for my 2nd action, just like that, and then this is gone. 3rd action, activate a room. Activating a room would allow me to take whatever ability is in that room and do that. Divert room power is how we win, okay? And so I need a place to be completely healed up. And then I'm going to discard these 3 cards along this side. So in this case, this one's going to need a red card, green card, purple card, but it has to be, again, fully fixed for me to do that. I can scavenge, which means I roll this die and take some cards, depending on the roll. 3, 4, 5, I take 1. 6, I take 2. I can share resources, which lets me pass a card to another player if we're sharing a spot on the board. And lastly, I can just save an action, not do it, and take one of these so I can use that action later on in the game. And that's all there is to it. So, on my turn, I might take a look around and go, okay, well, which ones, are there any I can do right now? Let's see. I can do that. I cannot do that. I don't have any red. This one I could do. So I'm going to go here for 1 action. I'm going to go ahead and divert power. It's going to take blue, which is data, green, which is energy, and purple, which is nanobots. I'll discard that. And I have diverted power. And then for my 3rd action, I might do the ability on it. It says repair a damaged room by 1 space. On the repair track, discard the matching card. So I can repair a room without being there. I will go ahead and discard this. And I will repair the bridge up here. Once that's done, I go to step 2, which is, like I said, take cards. I can take one of these 2, or I can just take 2 off the top, which is a little faster, but you don't know what you're getting. So there we go. And then lastly, I reveal this. It's damage. It says armory. So I go to the armory and I damage that from the top. Okay? Discard that. And it's the next player's go. They're going to take a turn on their go here. So they're going to take a look around. They might go, got a couple of red cards. That's good. So I might have that player go 1, 2, and then use that energy to fix up that for 3. And they are going to hope it doesn't get damaged. And they will take this nanobots instead of drawing blindly from the top because they're hoping to divert power on their next go. We reveal a new one, and then they draw a card, and it's crew quarters that get damaged, which unfortunately is that very spot. So that means it's going to have to be fixed before that player can divert power. And this goes back and forth. The places, as I said, they have special abilities. Take 2 action tokens when you're starting in this room. That one's a passive ability. Swap a card from your hand with one from the discard pile. All sorts of little manipulations to let you win the game. So there you go. That's basically it. As I said, these do speed up. So it'll be one at a time for a while, and then eventually they'll show 2 things. Crew quarters and mess hall both take a hit. And then near the bottom, it'll be 3 places. If somehow you still survive through all that, then once we're down here at the hull breach, we're just roll a die and some bad things are going to happen. Basically, it'll burn through this deck and hurry that end game condition, which again is a bad way for the things to wrap up. So there you go. It's a pretty tough game, I have to say. It is not an easy game. You can adjust the difficulty by putting in more or fewer of these universal cards in the resources deck. All right, let's go ahead and go back up top, everybody. Let me tell you what I thought of it. My main takeaway from Solar Storm almost immediately was this is very derivative. It's very derivative of games like Pandemic, especially. It feels like the designer, and I don't know if they did or did not, but it feels like the designer played Pandemic a lot and wanted to make a Pandemic-like card game. And they did. It's just, we've got Pandemic and a lot of other Pandemic spin-offs, and so this feels derivative. And so I think that's okay. Some people are more harsh on derivative games than others. I myself don't really like a game that feels really on the nose. I find that problematic. I don't mind a sort of jumping off point to something else, but this one really, I don't think it's there. I don't think it goes beyond that jumping off point. It's just a spin on Pandemic. So let's talk about it, okay? It's not a game that I'm going to say is terrible, because it's not, but I also felt less than inspired by it. So we're going to start with the theme. The theme's okay. It's a little too nebulous for me. It really could have been anything, but it works out. It's fine. It's just not inspiring. I doubt I'll be using it to, like if I'm going to teach the game, I don't necessarily use the theme to teach. The whole, we're too close to the sun, we need to divert power to escape, it never comes up. I don't talk about it. Aesthetics, they're good. Card quality is very nice. Nice, high quality, linen finished cards. Good iconography. I do like the looks of these. I think they look sharp, nice color, bright. You know, the rooms are a little less, these are a little less than, they're just not bright enough, I think. They're a little too dark, the printing on these. But it's not bad. It's got a good look. You know, it's clean enough. It's fine. I just wish they were a little bit brighter. But it's not, again, no issue there. Replay value. It's okay. I would not say it's bad. I think you're certainly going to be able to play this a good amount of times and find things developing this way or that, which is nice. All the special abilities are on the board. They will be set up in a random way, so that's nice. But overall, yeah, replayability is okay. I don't find it to be superb. Things are going to go at about the same rate. Things are going to go badly at about the same, in about the same style. So that's what you're going to get. Game arc is good. It's tense. It's punishing. The game is really difficult, I should mention. It's very hard to win. And the very simple idea of having these cards here go from a single bad thing to eventually 2 bad things, eventually 3 bad things, that's a decent build. And you can normally, even if you lose, you can normally get very close, which means the game is well tested, it's well balanced. I like that. So the game arc works for me. I like it. The ease of play, very good. Nice player rates. I appreciate player rates in pretty much any game. This has player rates in it. I think the turn structure is very simple. Again, it's just derivative. You know, it's that whole do a good thing, draw some cards, do a bad thing. There's so many cooperative games that do that. There's nothing new here, you know? That's the issue. We've seen all this before a plethora of times. Is it easy to play though? Yeah. Lastly, tactics, strategy, luck. I'm not going to knock it. In a bubble, this is a good, strategy and tactics game. There's some luck to it, but again, you can either draw a face-up card, you only get one, or you can draw from the deck, you get two. You are also burning through the deck a little bit faster if you do that, which works out. The whole thing, there are interesting choices. You can analyze your turn and go, well, I could do this and go that way. I could come over here and trigger this power. I could come over here and shore up the defenses for this room, which I'm thinking is going to get hit again soon. That's neat. I like all those things. Overall, though, the game just feels a little late to the party. It feels really good in a bubble, but compared to so many other co-op games that are out there, so many sci-fi games that are out there, Pandemic itself being the easiest one to draw a comparison to, the game is just fine. Is it above average? Yes. But is it a great game? I don't think so. So this is going to get, bottom line for me, a 6 out of 10. If you are drawn in by the sci-fi theme, and you see it there, okay, because I barely do, but if you see a sci-fi flavor there, and you love what's going on in the overview, then I would not dissuade you from getting this. It's well made, right? It's well finalized. Nothing feels out of whack. If you are looking for something that has a little more spark, a little ingenuity in it, doesn't feel derivative, this is not going to be for you. This feels like a retread of things we've seen before, okay? So there you go. 6 out of 10 from me for Solar Storm. I'm Zee Garcia. I'm going to see you guys on the next one.